Hi everyone, I'm Tahir. I don't have a fancy presentation with me. I don't have any songs. But all I want to do is to have an honest to God conversation with all of you. Insecurities, right? All of us have them. And we know how debilitating it can be when they're constantly in the corner of our minds, annoying us, eating away at our psyche. Now, close your eyes for a minute and imagine a world where we weren't constantly bothered about other people's opinions of us, where we could freely share our insecurities, our fears. Sounds like a utopia, a fantasy, if you will. But is there something that we could do to change the course of our world to that better future? Ladies and gentlemen, this question is what got me to today's topic, a bottle letter. You see, just like a sailor writes down his most important, his deepest thoughts in a letter and sends it all across the ocean, we too carry our own bottle letters. And these are often the parts of us that we feel are too fragile, too raw to share with the rest of the world. They're our deepest insecurities, our worst memories, our biggest fears. But what we fail to realize is that when we lock these insecurities, these letters within us, we're not doing any good. We're not protecting ourselves. All we're doing is bottling up our emotions, making ourselves angrier, more frustrating, more irritated. And that's not even the worst part, especially in this day and age for guys who are forced to be masculine, forced to be emotionless. And all that does is lead to a life of hurt. It snowballs into depression, and eventually the weight is going to get so heavy that we just break. And that's at the better end of things. Sometimes it can get so severe that people take their own lives. So I'd like to ask you that question once again. Is there something that we can do to steer the course of our world? I believe the answer is quite simple. And it is to embrace vulnerability. And you guys have heard that from other speakers, but I'd like to give you a different perspective. See, because embracing vulnerability doesn't just mean telling a person about, an insecurity you have, something that you're scared of. It's forgetting who you should be and embracing who you are. Walking into the arena and showing your true self to the world. See, I have an example from my own life about this. It's pretty small, but still. It's the fact that one of my biggest insecurities was the fact that I was terrified of public speaking. You can ask Ebby sir or Alan over there and they'll tell you I was just complaining to them about how nervous I was before getting on stage. But then, it was only once I opened up to my siblings that I realized that maybe it was okay to feel scared. Because until then, I had so much pride in my ability as a speaker, I tried to lock that part of me away. I tried to hide it, conceal it. But when I'd opened up, it felt like a burden was taken away from me. I realized that I didn't have to bear all of that on my own. I didn't have to bear such a heavy cross on my shoulders because I had people I could lean on. And the best part about making yourself vulnerable is the fact that you encourage other people to do the same. And you might not know how much they need it. Hell, by opening up, you could be the person that's saving a life. In this day and age where we're forced to be emotionless, we're bombarded by curated images on social media, where perfectionism is the norm, it's easy to lose sight of the power of our own authenticity, of our own validation. So today, I'd like to invite all of you to reflect on what would happen if you shared your bottle letters, if you shared your experiences, your insecurities. You see, because it is only when we open up that others want to do the same. And doing so will lead to a more compassionate, more empathetic, and more understanding world. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak about something that is so important to me. Thank you for hearing me out. And I hope, and I truly hope, that it is people like you and I that can be the basis for a better, a more empathetic and an understanding future. Even if we do it just one bottle at a time.